Wendy Williams says, "I will get out." New medical exams, court dates on the horizon, and a battle over who controls what. Grab your tea, let's unpack the latest. Hey Tea Squad, welcome back to Dropping the Tea. I'm Kirsty. Grab your tea, get comfy, and let's get into Wendy Williams' most recent updates, what's confirmed, what's in dispute, and what it all could mean next. Wendy's health and legal situation has been in the spotlight since early last year when her care team publicly shared diagnoses of frontotemporal dementia and primary progressive aphasia. Those conditions were cited as the basis for her current court-ordered guardianship, which manages her medical and financial decisions. The Lifetime documentary Where is Wendy Williams? Brought a lot of this into public view and raised questions that fans are still debating. Why that matters today. Everything we're discussing, the legal filings, the medical evaluations, and Wendy's own statements feeds into whether the guardianship continues, changes, or ends. June, Wendy's ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, filed a very large lawsuit, reported as $250 million, challenging the guardianship and alleging mismanagement and abuse. Whatever you think about the number, the bottom line is that it puts additional pressure on the court to scrutinize how the guardianship is being handled. Mid-August, a new medical evaluation was completed. According to coverage, the exam reaffirmed the earlier diagnoses and recommended that the guardianship remain in place into early November, while the court keeps reviewing the situation. So, legally, the default right now is status quo until at least November, unless a judge orders otherwise. Right after those August updates, Wendy was seen out in New York and made it clear she intends to fight the guardianship. She pushed back on the dementia narrative and said, "Essentially, I plan to get out." That's a strong statement, and it matters because the court does consider the wishes of the person under guardianship, especially when there's a claim that circumstances have changed. Key tension. On one side, you've got a fresh medical exam supporting the original diagnoses. On the other, you've got Wendy herself disputing aspects of that picture and signaling she wants the guardianship ended. That clash is exactly what the next hearings are going to wrestle with. If you're wondering, how does someone end a guardianship? Here's the simple version. Capacity evidence, new medical opinions, therapy notes, or functional assessments that show improved decision-making ability. Least restrictive alternatives. Could a power of attorney, a supported decision plan, or a limited guardianship replace the full arrangement? Safeguards for finances. Proof that bills, contracts, and taxes can be handled responsibly without a guardian. The person's wishes. The court listens especially when those wishes are consistent and supported by evidence. If Wendy's team brings credible, current medical and functional evidence, the court can narrow the guardianship or terminate it. If the exam stands unchallenged, an extension into November and possibly beyond is more likely. A lot of headlines swirl around money, the documentary, and who benefits from what. Here's the neutral read. The guardianship is meant to protect her assets, not profit off them. The documentary amplified questions and public pressure, but the court makes decisions based on evidence, not ratings. The lawsuit from Kevin Hunter raises serious claims. Those claims still need to be proven. Allegations are not the same as findings. For our purposes, watch filings, not just sound bites. Court timeline. Reporting points to early November as the next key milepost. If a hearing is set, that's when we could learn whether the court continues the guardianship, narrows it, or sets conditions for ending it. Medical updates. If Wendy's side brings new independent evaluations, that could shift the narrative. Public statements. Expect more on-camera moments. If Wendy continues disputing the diagnosis, that puts more pressure on both sides to back up their claims with documentation. There are two truths that can exist at once. The court has current medical evidence saying the guardianship should continue for now, and Wendy is asserting her independence and wants out. The resolution won't come from paparazzi clips. It will come from paperwork, medical reports, financial controls, and the judge's orders. Until then, it's smart to separate what's legally verified from what's being argued. T-Squad. How do you see this playing out? Do you think the court narrows the guardianship, ends it, or extends it past November? Drop your thoughts, keep it kind and on the facts. If you want more breakdowns like this, make sure you're subscribed, tap like, and share this with a friend who's following Wendy's story. Support the show. Links are below and in the pinned comment. It's never expected and always appreciated. Your likes, comments, and shares keep the kettle on and the stories flowing. Love you big. I'm Kirsty, and this was Dropping the Tea. Until next time, keep sipping that tea.